Welcome to this series of the lesson. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build a Pong game using Python library. You are going to be using Pygame for this project. So now quickly, the first thing you have to do is to go straight to on your desktop. You have to just create a folder. So that definitely is going to be your project folder. So here I will just right click on my desktop here and just click on new, then click on folder. So from there I will just name this folder Pong, since this is a Pong game. So now I can, let me just complete it, Pong game, then hit enter. So there, the next thing I'm going to do now is to go straight to my Visual Studio Code, the editor I'm using for my program. So I will just open the Visual Studio Code here. So maximize it to make it a bit bigger. I already have a project I was working on in the previous video, which is the snake game. So now I can just go ahead and click on file and click on new window because I want to start a new project. And then I can just go ahead and close the previous window here at the back and maximize this one to make it bigger. So now let me close the welcome screen. So for this, the first thing I have to do here inside the Visual Studio Code is to insert the folder I just created for my project here. So I have to click here on Explorer and then I click on Open Folder. Then I can go to the desktop because that's where I created the folder here. Then check for Pong game. This is it. Thank you. Good. So now I have my folder here in my Visual Studio Code. Let me quickly close the agents build and also close the welcome screen here again. Now, here on the folder here, inside the Explorer, I will click on this first icon that says new file, and there I will create my Python file. So here I will just say pong.py since it's Pong game and hit enter. So now what I need to do now is since I have created my file already, so that means we are kicking up the codes now. So since we're starting, I will have to import the libraries I'll be using for this project. So the first one is I have to import Pygame, and secondly, I will have to also import the sys import random, and also import the last one, which is the sys. So these are the three libraries in Python programming I want to use for my projects. So now I want to start from declaring the constants I'll be using for this project. So I will just comment here and say um, configuration and constant. So I will just say good. So this is what I'll do for this. So the screen width is 800. Screen height, I will also like to use 600. Then FPS, so let me just use this for FPS. Then I'll use 60 for this one. And then That is for the constants. And now the next one, I will also declare the colors I want to be using. So here is for the colors. Then here I will just have RGB here. For the colors, I'm going to just say first color, I will say the first color is black. And black is equals to, I'm going to use 10, 10, 10 for this. Then for the second one, let's use white for the second one. So for the white, I'm going to use 245 instead of this. 245, 245, 245. Now for the next one is gray. So for this gray, gray is equals to, then for this will be fine. So I'm done with the color now. So let's work on the dimension. So here I will just say game physics and dimension. Yes. So for this, um, a ball radius is equals to 8. Paddle speed, for paddle height, I will use 100. But let me come and say paddle width. For paddle width, I'm going to use 15. For the height, I'm going to use 100. For the ball radius, we have already chosen that, so I will now go straight to the speed. So for the paddle speed, here I will choose some 7. For initial ball speed, y x equals to 6 for this, and here equals to 6 also. So now winning score for this, I'm going to use 7. So now we are done with the dimension. So now I will just go up a bit and start the class. So for the first one, I said the first class is paddle. And then now I will, looking at this, up to for, I am going to quickly take out this. Sorry. So I use upsell for this. 1 minute. So if so I will take out this for now. Now the next one is D for move down self. Alright, so that is this. So now I will just quickly. Just trying to be sure that this is the code is actually okay here, because I feel there's a little issue somewhere around here, but let me just be sure that this is fine. All right, it's fine. So now if draw, then for this I will say this is self, comma, surface. So now I will create a class for the ball. So for the ball class, self dot rex is equals to pygame dot rex. Then I can use a bracket here. From this bracket I will have the screen underscore width to minus the ball underscore radius. Alright, so that's done for that. Then I can just add self dot reset to this. Then with this. So now again I will have div. So this div is for resets. So for this I'm going to have self. Then here I will just quickly comment to this and say place the ball in the center and randomize the start direction. Mm. So for this I'm going to say self dot react dot the center is equals to Let me quickly comment here and say random. For this, I will say self dot speed underscore for the x is equals to initial ball speed, then I will have star. So for the y, self dot speed underscore for y will be equals to so that's all for that one. So now the next diff is to move the ball. So for diff move self self dot rex dot x plus is equals to self dot speed underscore x. Then self dot rex dot y will be equals to plus and equals to self dot speed underscore for y. So now to bounce, here I will create a div to bounce. So div bounce underscore y. So here I will have self also for this. Then let me quickly comment here and say invert y velocity when hitting top slash bottom walls. So now self dot speed underscore y in this case will be equals to 1 minus 1. So again for div bounds for x, so I will just say div bounds for x also comment and say invert x velocity and slightly increase speed when hitting a paddle. So that's for this. Now quickly self dot speed here underscore for x will be equals to minus 1.05. Then I will just have to comment here that this will increase speed by 5% on paddle hit for for difficulty. Again, I will create this div again for the draw again. So for the draw again, div draw again, self comma and surface pygame dot draw dot ellipse. So here I will have surface comma is white underscore self dot right. Let me just use this. Then next Now, this I for this class, I will be creating the class for the to manage the game now. So here I will just say class game manager. So this class will be able to manage the game. So for this class, I will say div underscore init underscore self for the game. So for this, I would be able to say pygame dot init. So since that's the library we're using, so pygame dot display dot set underscore caption. So for this, of the game the name of the game is going to be professional Pong multiplayer. So that is what I will name this game. So I'll just quickly here and say professional Pong multiplayer. So that's the name of this game. Now quickly for the screen, let me just say self dot the screen is equals to pygame. So dot display dot set underscore the screen mode. So I'm gonna use screen width underscore width, comma, and then screen height. So here I will have self dot the clock. Let me use a small letter for this. A small letter self dot clock. Good. Is equals to pygame dot the time dot clock. Self dot fonts. Sorry, fonts dot fonts. So for this, I'm going to have pygame dot fonts here dot to match underscore fonts. So for the font I'm going to use for this, I will just use consolas, comma 24, and that's what I will use. quickly. The next one, sorry, consolas, comma. Then here I should be able to have 1 minute. So let me use bold for this, is equals to true, and then here I will have comma and 50. But I think there's a bit mistake from here. So let me just go back a bit to be able to know where the problem is coming from for this. So here I will just have 50 for this. So let me just save this. Now the next thing I have to do here is let me set the small screen to. So here I will say self dot small underscore fonts is equals to pygame dot fonts dot fonts. So for this bracket here, then I will have pygame dot fonts dot the match is underscore fonts. So also for this I have a bracket, and also say this is consolas and comma and 24 for this. Now lastly for this video I'm just gonna initialize the game objects. So here I will just say, let me comment and say initialize game object, and for this I'm gonna say self dot the player one self dot player one is equals to paddle. Then let me use paddle capital letter P, then in a bracket I'm going to have 30 comma, then screen height to minus paddle height, also 2. So now the next one is for player 2, self dot player 2, screen width. Let's use minus 30 for the screen width instead of that, and minus the paddle width, comma, and then we can still have the screen height and also minus paddle height. Then here I will just have, sorry, small letter, self dot ball is equals to ball. So now, and also self dot score for 1, score 1 is equals to 0, and for score 2, self dot score 2 is equals to 0, and self dot score, let's use for the game, over, equals to false. So let me just go through the code so we know we are not making any mistake. So this is I would also like to quickly review the terminal so we are sure we don't have any error. So here on the terminal I will just go ahead and do Python, then the name of the file, which is pong.py. So pong.py. All right, so I don't think we really have any issue.